I stepped foot in this arena last year at the East Asia Super League. It was a venue for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, but if it's one thing I know about this arena, the fans, they make an incredible atmosphere here.
And it's going to be an incredible atmosphere for everybody inside the arena, but for all of you joining us outside, thank you so much for joining us for B.LEAGUE this Saturday afternoon. And we've got the very best of the B.LEAGUE, and we're going to be showcasing their talents in just a little bit. Well, we got fans of all ages, all shapes and sizes. And these people in Okinawa, Josh, they love their basketball as well.
Well, this is a magnificent island, of course. We're right off the mainland of Japan. It's very beautiful. You're at the south. The weather this time is phenomenal. But this is a very diverse place as well. You got all walks of life here in the Okinawa town. But as you mentioned, it's just a phenomenal place to be. And the one thing I want to talk about, you and I have been commentating B.LEAGUE basketball for the last few seasons. For me, this is the most exponential growth league you're going to find in international basketball. You've got young teams, young players. They're not only playing for an all-star game, they are playing to further improve their stock. They want to go for bigger contracts. This is what B.LEAGUE basketball is all about.
I totally agree with you 101%. Obviously, as you can see, this league has really grown, as you mentioned, and the fans have just started to embrace this league, and they've made it their own, really. So there's a lot of sports that's going on in Japan. There is baseball, there is football, but basketball is really rising here.
Well, it's a big time for Japanese basketball. As we know, Japan having already qualified for the Olympics through the FIBA Basketball World Cup. I mean, you go back to 2005, 2006, you were lucky to get maybe 500 to 1,000 fans in any arena. At the moment, we're talking 2, 5, 10,000 fans. Exciting times in Japanese basketball.
And they say the best is still yet to come. They do have two very legit basketball players already playing in the NBA. And so a lot of these players in the B-League are looking to be able to follow in their footsteps.
Well, another thing we really have to appreciate is that this is an all-star game against, as we mentioned, the rising players of the Japanese B-League, but also the rising players of Asia. We got players from Chinese Taipei, from South Korea, from Gilas, Filipinas. Anthony, if you are a basketball fan like you and I are, this is going to be an exciting matchup.
It's an exciting matchup, and these are great times to be a basketball fan, especially here in the region, because Asia is really rising, not just in the sport of basketball, but in all of the other sports. And so, if you're from this part of the world, these are really definitely exciting times. And you can see all the fans are coming here with all sorts of paraphernalia already, and that's why you can just see how much the B-League has grown in the past couple of years.
Well, again, I think a lot of fans will be tuning in live due to the abundance of great players that we do have from the Philippines. But we got to talk about the progression of those Gilas Filipinas players. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. a couple of seasons ago, was a very tough, but now the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, they're becoming a title threat this season. The same goes with 30 Ravenna. Anthony, a couple of seasons ago, 30 Ravenna was struggling from the perimeter, but at the moment, who's to say he's not a top 10 player in this league? This is a great platform for these players from the Philippines, South Korea, and of course, from Chinese Taipei to really showcase the talents.
When you talk about 30 Ravenna, you've got to talk about the San Antonio Phoenix. When he actually came here years ago, they were always mired at the bottom of the standings. But right now, they're on top of the standings, and they're looking to not just make the B-League playoffs, but they're looking to be able to annex a title here this coming season. So good times for 30 Ravenna, Filipino fans, and just the B-League in general. As we have now the introduction of the players here for today. Asia All-Stars up against the Rising Stars.
Number 8 from Viking English Nagoya, no Sagoha. ここで両チームを率いるヘッドコーチをご紹介いたします。B リーグエイジアオールスターズヘッドコーチ、琉球ゴールデンキングスレジェンド、アンソニー・マッケンリー。B リーグライジングスターズヘッドコーチ、千葉ジェッツ、ジョン・パトリック。これよりフォトセッションを行います。コート上ではフォトセッションが行われます。ここで場内の皆様にご案内を申し上げます。令和6年1月1日に発生した令和6年能登半島地震の被害により犠牲となられた方々のご冥福をお祈りし、黙祷を捧げたいと思います。We would like to offer a moment of silence for the victims of the Noto Peninsula earthquake of 2024, which occurred on January 1st, 2024. 皆様、ご起立ください。Please stand now. 黙祷 A moment of silence.どうぞお直りください。Thank you very much. B.LEAGUE All-Star Game Weekend 2024.
Well, our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to the families over at the Noto Peninsula as they suffered that earthquake last January 1st.
被災地復興活動への支援活動に活用いただくため、日本財団に全額寄付いたします。募金箱はアリーナ2階正面エントランスに設置しています。募金受付時間はコンテスト終わりから当会場運営時間終了までとなっております。皆様の温かいご支援ご協力を心よりお願い申し上げます。それでは両チームの選手はウォームアップをスタートしてください。ここで本日のオフィシャルクルーをご紹介いたします。クルーチーム前木拓海。
And now we're set for the match. Everybody here, Josh, has been eagerly awaiting this matchup. As you see the three officials, we've got referee Maeki, referee Kumagai, and referee Sunagawa. This is going to be a fun affair, but at the same time, it's going to showcase a lot of great talent, Josh.
Oh, absolutely. But Anthony, one thing I want to highlight right now, the size difference in these two teams. The Rising Stars of Asia, that's a very big team. You look at the biggest player for the Rising Stars of the B-League. I think Koya Kawamata might be their tallest player. I wouldn't be surprised if this team from the Rising Stars of Asia goes in the post early on.
Let's see if that's going to be the strategy here of Coach Anthony McHenry. As you said, it's also going to be very interesting between Coach Anthony also and Coach John in terms of how they're going to be able to use the players, because from top to bottom, these are all exceptional talents.
Oh, absolutely. But I got to go back to Anthony McHenry. Anthony, I got to tell you right now, I met him when I was 16 years old. His first professional contract was for the Leicester Riders in the British Basketball League. He then went and progressed his career in Japan. And now he's become a head coach. But again, it's a young experience for him. Let me tell you something about John Patrick. Whether it's an all-star game or it's the Chiba Jets, anybody that plays for this man, you got to be 110% hungry to play full-court defense.
Well, that's for sure. Well, actually, for both these squads, they're here to entertain fans, but at the same time, they want to go home with a victory as well. They're going to not take a loss for granted here.
Oh, absolutely. And Anthony, this is a battle of pride within Asian basketball. One team representing the best of the rising Japanese players. The other one, you got players from Gilas Filipinas, Chinese Taipei, South Korea. They know full well if they lose this game, it's going to blow up on social media. So for sure, the rising stars of Asia, I think there's a bigger chip on their shoulder to win this one.
That's a good way of putting it, Josh, because obviously with social media, it's really just taken over the world, and you don't want to be talked about in social media as losing this game here this Saturday afternoon. It means a whole lot to all of these players.
Well, there you can see the younger brother of one, Rui Hachimura, and again, a lot of pressure on that young man when your brother is an NBA superstar. It's going to be very interesting to see how his career progresses. Currently playing for the Guma Crane Thunders. The Lee Dae-sung, Anthony, this for me was one of the top players in the Clark City bubble back in 2021 for Korea. I like what this man does. Good ball handler, good facilitator, but also can play on both ends of the floor.
You know, we can talk endlessly about all these players here for both sides because a lot to really talk about, especially for Asia. They have a lot of stars for their respective countries, but at the same time, even the rising stars of Japan, these are the guys that want to be able to make it to the national team eventually.
Well, there's no other better place than to be with the Akatsuki's 5, as you can see the starting lineup. But Kai Tebs, one of those players you mentioned that really worked his way into that national team.
Yes, he has. But Yuta Okada has been such a brilliant star for his particular squad, and I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a focal point of the national team for years to come as well.
Well, the one matchup I'm looking forward to see right now is Koya Kawamata, how he goes up against Kai Soto. We talk about a player where there's expectations. I think the weight of the world has been on Kai Soto's shoulders since he debuted for the Batang Gilas under-18 squad. If I'm coaching Kai Soto, I'm taking Koya in the post at every cost there. Kai's come back from injury, but he's got to come back with a bang.
Well, that's the main problem here. People are talking about the back injury that he's had to face, and up against Koya Kawamata, who's a very good post defender. That is really a matchup I'm also looking forward to seeing. Well, Kai Soto can also play on the outside.
Oh, 100%, I got to believe. But, you know, one player we must also talk about is the likes. I mean, you mentioned him already, Yuta Okada. For me, Okada's a great isolation player. I think he's now in a team right now where he has that role. We can get a lot of shots off. But to see how he defends Bobby Ray Parks Jr., another player who's had an outbreak season with the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins.
That's a very good point because he's a tremendous offensive player. But there have been some question marks about what he can do defensively. And let's see if the squad here of Coach Anthony tries to take it to him defensively, make him work on both ends to tire him out a little bit. We're just about set for a tip-off here. Nice look there at Coach John Patrick, and now at Coach Anthony McHenry. They're going to be battling wits here this Saturday afternoon to find out who will be able to take home the victory and a lot of bragging rights up until next year.
Well, Anthony, one thing I like about this young All-Star game between these two teams, you know, we're only a month away now from the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. These two teams, you're looking at the future of the FIBA Asia Cup. Who's to say 5, 6, 7 years from now, some of these players are playing in the final? We talk about how great Australia and New Zealand have been, but I'm telling you right now, at some point, you're either going to see Korea, Gilas, Japan, or China knock one of those teams off.
I completely agree with you. And it's, you know, China's going through a transition phase right now, but the Philippines has been rising. Japan, I don't think they've ever had basketball at this much of a high in terms of their international play.
I think a lot of factors come into play there. We talk about the progression coming at an exponential rate. You know, I speak with basketball fans and, you know, players and coaches all over the world. The B.LEAGUE, they've done two things right. Number one, they got the business side of things correct. The arenas are always full. The entertainment value is there. Then the second part was, how do we develop? And there's a simple formula to that. Not only are they hiring foreign coaches, but they're developing Japanese coaches as well. That is the key ingredient for any national program or any pro league. You have to develop the coaches within that country.
And you can see, slowly but surely, the players are learning from these coaches and they are developing solid players from a very young age. Here we go, just getting ready for the actual tip-off, and then the action begins. Here we go, everybody sit back, relax, and enjoy All-Star Weekend here in Okinawa. And we're underway. RJ Barrientos and his squad with the first possession. Kai playing the high post. RJ looking for space. Who showcases three-point shooting? Yes, he does!
Already has that all-star game factor. You could see the defense very relaxed early on.
I think a little bit too relaxed, but then that might start to tighten things up in the fourth quarter. Here's Utah, a little bit strong on his attempt. They throw it up, and that's an easy slam dunk there for Kai Sotto.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, where is the defense at all, Anthony? We might be in for a long night.
Short there in that three. If the Rising Stars continue to take their shots from the outside and it doesn't hit, this could be a very long night for them. On the wing, Soto's gonna show his three-point shooting, not that time. And you can see, Josh, they're operating here at 50% speed.
Yeah, definitely. I think the players want to have a good time, entertain the crowd. But remember, nobody wants to get injured. That would be a big problem for both these two teams and for their respective clubs as well.
On the board there with his first 2 points. Kai Sotto had a dunk. He passed it out. Parks was going to put up a three, that's for sure. He'll come up short. Kawamata gets a little shove there from Kai Sotto. And here come the Rising Stars. They go inside and an easy layup there. And they're within one. Look at them passing this ball around. Barrientos. Okay, Kai Sotto says, okay, I hardly have to jump and I can still slam it through.
Well, it's good to see him have a smile on his face, but more importantly, it's been a very tough comeback for him. A lot of pressure, as we mentioned, coming from that back injury, and you want to see him really progress well this season.
Oh, Kawamata says, I can take it from the outside inside and slam it as well. Three-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong. Utah with the board, and they're gonna walk it up. Three, Kai short. Here comes Parks. To the wing, another open three. We're gonna be seeing a lot of these hoisting from three-point distance, Josh.
Well, it's gonna be a high volume in this game for sure. It's an all-star game, but you're absolutely right. Yeah, at some point though, you want to see both teams try and develop some high percentage looks.
Well, they're gonna get a layup there. Talking about the Rising Stars, Sadohara.
He had that 1 year playing in the NCAA for UNC Wilmington, but the one thing I like about Kai Tebs, Anthony, he is just tough as nails.
Yes, he is. And he sees the court so well. His vision is unparalleled, as you can see. Another layup here for Koya Kawamata. 1 point lead now here for the Rising Stars. Kai playing point guard. Puts up a three and hits.
Well, who said Kai Sotto can't make three-pointers? A part of his game he definitely needs to develop.
Well, if he wants to be able to make it to the NBA, which is his dream, he really has to be able to develop that outside shot. Here's Sadohara showing us that he can fly as well.
Well, Anthony, you've made a very interesting point there about Kai Sotto going to the NBA. Look, it's great to see him playing in Japan, but it's a very tough jump to go from the B-League to the NBA. A lot of questions have come about Kai Sotto. Can he play in Europe? Personally, I think he can. But he's got to want it himself. He's got to be a little bit hungry, a little bit nasty. And as you saw there, if he can develop a smooth mid-range and a three-point shot, the sky is the limit for Kai Sotto.
Totally agree. We are tied at 12. We got a platoon substitution here from both coaches.
Well, the big man in the game here.
The size of Liu. Who tries to hit that
He's
outside
definitely
shot,
made a few of
Josh.
those before. I've seen him made a few before. He's not bad from the perimeter.
And that is what's expected from the outside. Kai King knocks that one down. Three-point lead right now, enjoyed by the Rising Stars. Look at that, 5 against 1. And Kiefer Avena will launch and misfire. I've never seen that, Josh. 5 against 1. I've heard of double teams.
I think, as you said, it's going to be high volume from the perimeter. Of course, it's an exhibition show at the moment, but nobody wants to pick up an injury. But you probably would expect Keith Revenge to knock down a wide open three-pointer. Probably just needs to get into the game a little bit, warm up, try and feel the rhythm.
That's true. Well, Kiefer Avena actually and his squad were on a 19-game winning streak at one particular stage, and so you can see they were doing quite well over in B2.
Wow, it was very tough for Kiefer Avena to be relegated from the B-League last season, but to his respect, I thought he played very well last summer for the Gilas Pilipinas at the World Cup. But talented player, but he needs to get that team back promoted.
Well, that's what they're looking forward to. We'll see if it happens, as 30's gonna lose it there. Kai King up high. Hachimura, no. Here comes another shot from the outside. Liu with the rebound. He'll kick it out. Will Ravenna finally hit a three? Not yet.
Talk about that volume, but again, a good chance for some of these players to try and find some magic spots on the court. Remember, Ruku Golden Kings, they play in this arena, and they are the defending champions. So anything you can find on this court right now will be key to dethroning them this season.
Oh, that's for sure. Yamaguchi comes up short. He comes up with a wry smile. Checking in now is Daesung Lee.
Well, I really appreciate this player a lot, Anthony. Again, one thing he does very well is he is just such a smart defender. We probably won't see that here in the All-Star game, but, very explicit of Korean basketball.
Nice pass there, so Kiefer Avena can't get a three. He'll pick up an assist as Liu with a big slam, and we're tied at 17. Approaching the 3-minute mark here. Inside to the big man. Look at that passing. They settle for an open three. It's not gonna drop. So I guess it's gonna come down to who will hit their outside shots. But now in the inside, the Rising Stars take a 2-point lead, courtesy of Ueda.
We're going to probably see the highest attempt to three-pointers probably of any All-Star game, but why not? The big man left wide open. Knock it down, big fella.
He did. He's 0 for 2 from the field right now. At least from 3-point distance. He does have one slam. Hachimura can't get that to drop. It's passed to the wrong individual though. And they're on the break. Big slam. Yes! No! It was supposed to be brother to brother. And that's
clearly
what they
Kai
say.
Soto doesn't approve of that one.
Hachimura says, okay, you brothers have a disconnect. I don't care. I'm going to slam it in for 2.
Number 22, Leo.
And we're now going to have a different 5 coming in here for both these squads. Some of the action a while ago. That was the big slam there from Kai Soto earlier. Greg Slaughter on the bench a while ago with a smile. Now he's on the floor for the Asia Stars.
I think he's really transitioned his game, Greg Slaughter, because I think he really struggled in the PBA when he was with Ginebra. Spent a bit of time with Blackwater. I think he was a little bit frustrated, but I think he's just slowly starting to enjoy basketball again now playing in Japan.
I think that's really it. You nailed it when you said that the love for the game probably just wasn't there anymore, but then suddenly he's found it here and he's playing his best basketball.
No, that's nothing against the PBA whatsoever. I mean, I talk with a lot of guys that have played in the PBA. They say it's probably one of the... Well, hello.
Kawamata's back on the floor. He comes up with another slam, his second slam dunk. You were saying, Josh, go ahead. Here's Slaughter showing us that he's got range.
I think he may have heard me, Anthony, but going back to what I was saying, a lot of people I've spoken to that, whether they are, consultants in the PBA, where they're players, they love the lifestyle, whether you're in Manila, Makati, you name it. The style of basketball out there is a place to be. It's a beautiful country. But having said that, when you're in a country where so many people love the game, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectations. And I think that's just what happened to Greg Slaughter in his last few PBA years.
Well, the thing is, when you play for Barangay Ginebra, which is the most popular team in the league, everything is scrutinized. So if you come up with a poor game, the fans will let you have it as well. I guess he wasn't able to handle that pressure. So right now, you can see him in a little wrestling match with Kawamata. Oh, that's perfect. If Kawamata did knock that one down, all of that wrestling wouldn't have mattered.
I think he combined two sports together. He combined a bit of sumo and a bit of B.LEAGUE there together.
From the outside, here's Slaughter with a slam of his own. And that should count. It came right before the buzzer. So the first 10 minutes of action here in our game will end. And it's 29-26. Asia All-Stars with a 3-point lead.
Let's go, Kings Dancers!
Well, Anthony, one thing I've got to highlight right now is I don't think I've ever seen Coach John Patrick look this relaxed. He is a very intense but a very professional coach. But I think that's part of the occasion, of course. You come here, you put on a show, you have a good time. It's exactly what the fans and what the players need. Nothing too serious, but again, a good entertainment showcase.
But come the fourth quarter, Josh, I think if it's going to be this close, I think things just might start to tighten up as far as defense is concerned.
カイソット選手にお話を伺います。Interview to Kai Soto. オールスターゲームここまで楽しんでますか? How are you enjoying your All-Star weekend so far?
It's really fun. I think this All-Star game is all about the fans, giving the fans a good show. And yeah, it's fun to be playing with these guys, and it's fun out here. It's fun out here.
すごく楽しいです。オールスターっていうのはファンの皆さんのためにあると思っているので、もっといいプレーを見せたいし、仲間たちと今日プレーできているの本当に楽しいです。そして今日のプレーここまでダンクあり、スリーポイントありでしたが、ご自身ではいかがでしょうか? So you had a dunk, had a three-pointer. So how do you like yourself playing so far?
I feel good. I think everybody feels good. I mean, playing with these guys, it's always fun. So just out here enjoying the game.
そうですね、いい感じでプレーできていると思います。今後ろにいろんなチームメイトとこうやってプレーできているのも非常に楽しいので、これを続けていきたいなと思っています。それでは海藻選手ありがとうございました。Good luck in the second half. Alright, thank you. 以上インタビューです。
Well, that was supposed to be the interview with Kai Soto, but had Kiefer Avena and the rest of the players trying to hog the limelight.
Well, definitely Kai brings in a lot of attention wherever he goes. I mean, he's the prodigal son of Filipino basketball currently, the chosen one, if you like. So everywhere Kai goes, he's going to draw a big audience. But no, this is a brotherhood. These players, they've known each other for a very long time. The Ravenna brothers coming from Antoneo in the UAAP. Kai Soto going abroad. It's just a time for them to showcase their brother. Really, as you would call it back in the Philippines, to demonstrate a bit of puso.
That's right. Bakugawa is going to check in now for the very first time together with the team captain here of the Asia All-Stars in Dwight Ramos. On the perimeter, they're going to settle for a three-point shot, and why not? Knocking it down is Taiki.
Well, Anthony, whether it was against Syria in the FIBA Asia Cup or the FIBA Basketball Cup, let me tell you something about Japanese basketball. They can shoot the three-pointer.
Oh, they can, that's for sure. And this is another gentleman who can shoot the three-point shot, Roosevelt Adams. Adams with the rebound, and he's gonna bring it down. Long three, yes! Sweet looking shot there. Coming from Matthew Wright. Well, that's a specialty of the house.
He is never short of any confidence, is he? Roy Rana has really built and inspired a lot of his game this season.
Well, it's nice to be able to have somebody also from Canada to be able to make him more comfortable here in the B-League. It's now a 6-point lead enjoyed by the Asia All-Stars at 35-29.
What's interesting, you talked about Roy Rana, Canadian, but I've got to ask you, do you know where Roy Rana was born?
No, where was he born?
He was born in my country, United Kingdom.
Ooh, is that so?
And like
So he
Roy
has
Rana,
really
my
traveled the
father.
world.
Yep, and like my father, former professional coach, they sometimes hang out in Canada. So my parents also living in Canada. Canada is like a melting pot for many great cultures. And you know, Matthew Wright from Filipino parents, it's a great place where you find basketball players all over the world.
Oh yes, it's a real melting pot, so to speak. Here comes Kawamata. Missing twice from essentially the same distance. He's been taking all threes. Okay, joining the three-point shooting is Dwight Ramos. He can also do that as well, Josh.
Well, he did that a couple of times at Gilas this summer, but again, this season for Hokkaido, his range, it is limitless. This man can shoot from anywhere on the floor, Anthony.
No answer that time from the Rising Stars. Parks. He can shoot it from there as well, let's see, but they're not giving him any space whatsoever. That was a rifle of a pass there from Matthew Wright, and Adams wasn't expecting it.
Well, you can see now the rising stars of the B-League, as you mentioned, getting a little bit tight and, you know, picking up their men, not allowing those wide open three-pointers. They don't become too big a deficit, because at that point, John Patrick's then going to have to turn up the turbo gear.
Kiefer Ravena back in, Sadohara back in, Kai Taves also back in. Everybody looking for the brotherly connection. Were you able to see that huge slam of 30 Ravena this season?
Oh, that's one of the viral moments you're never going to miss. 30 Ravena dunk, that's going to be on every single social media platform.
And that's why everybody expecting one here in this All-Star game, as coming up short, Parks. 30, yes!
Tell you, Anthony, these are good signs. I tell you, if you're a Gilas Pilipinas fan, the qualifying window's next month. And right now, 30 Ravenna, top team here in the B-League, making three-pointers. It's going to be a big time in February.
For sure. There's a slam finally from 30 Ravenna. That's what the fans really want to see. There's pressure defense in the backcourt. They're going to yield that dunk there for Inoue. He's got 2 baskets here. Parks can ring the bell. Kiefer will track it down and send it outside.
Well, we talked about
He
Kai
wants to make
Soto
sure they got
drawing a
some
big
subs in.
audience.
I think he is. I think he is. Oh, definitely. Now we've got another big boy coming in. Shengze Lee from Fukushima.
Well, Anthony, he might be big, but one thing about him is he's actually very mobile. He likes to actually get up and down the floor. And with that size, he's very tough to guard inside the post.
Now a chance for Utah to cut the deficit. Doesn't happen. Even that from point blank range from Sadohara will not drop. Oh, nice spin. Great move there. Coming from Carl Tamayo, the hometown favorite.
I'm kind of a little bit disappointed with that move, Anthony. If you know the defense is not there, work on something different, a step back. I mean, one thing I like about him is he likes to shoot the three. Why not work on it tonight?
That's a good point. Look at this. Kai King saying, I can't take it inside because there was a great wall stopping me. Then take it from the 3. They go to Lee. Triple team. They swing it. Tamayo inside. They're looking for the big man, but that pass from Kai hits the rim. Approaching the midway mark of quarter number 2. Kai step back 3. Not gonna happen. But it falls right in his lap and he says thank you very much. Does Kiefer get the assist for that?
That's a very good question, but of course the rising stars of Asia ready to get down. Well, I like this how the big man playing point guard. This is something you probably wouldn't see in the B-League.
Well, you're talking about him being mobile and he just comes up short. That would have brought the house
His
down.
teammates like that one.
Kiefer pushes it forward. Kai to Kiefer. Kiefer, that bounce. Even the 7'3" Kai will not be able to do it. Slam! A miss from Sadohara. He's gonna take a 3. I knew it. Comes up short
Game's
though.
just lacking a little bit of structure right now, though. A little bit too loose. I understand it's an all-star game, but build the high percentage look. So wide open 3, that's not a problem. That's much better.
So Kai's gonna hit that 3. That's gonna bring us here to an official timeout. It's a 3-point lead enjoyed by the Asia All-Stars as we take this break. As you can see, there are 4 countries representing the Asia All-Stars: the Philippines, Korea, Chinese Taipei, and China.
Oh, it's definitely a great occasion, as you mentioned, by 4 top countries here in the FIBA Asia zone, all mixed into one, all-star game for that matter. Another thing, these are the rising stars, as we mentioned. We're going to see these players at future FIBA Basketball World Cups, Asia Cups, who knows, even maybe Olympics for that matter, but it's a real great occasion.
Back to the action here. RJ Abarientos back. He'll bring it up. Well, we've done away with the shot clock here, obviously. As Abarientos takes it in all the way.
I think the defense anticipated he was going to kick it out, but he thought, hey, if I'm wide open, I'm going to take it.
From the outside, it's not going to work. RJ scanning the floor. He might just walk in for another layup. Opts to give it up though. Liu on the outside with a handoff. Just about 3 minutes and change here in the first half. 5-point lead enjoyed by Asia. Still remains at 5. Who did he look for? Liu posting up. That's too easy.
That's textbook post play there for the big man. I don't think anybody's going to stop him at that point.
Especially not somebody who is head and shoulders much smaller than him. I think they want to post him up. Look at this. Okay. Double dribble allowed by the referees.
I was about to ask the same question, but Anthony, got a question for you. What would you think was the impact of Liu Chongqing when he played in the PBA for the Bay Area Dragons?
I think that really helped, more than anything else, bridge that gap that's been happening between the Philippines and China. You know, it's nice to be able to see a lot of the Chinese players coming to the Philippines, and it'll be nice to be able to see some of the Philippine players eventually making their way over to China and playing there in their league as well.
Well, one thing I noticed, of course, with Liu Chongqing when he played in that 7-game final against Ginebra, I think one thing he struggled with was the physicality of the PBA. The PBA is a different style of basketball. It's a very, very wild, wild west in terms of the defense. I think he wasn't quite used to that tempo, but I only saw that from the finals.
And I think little by little he'll learn, and here in the B-League as well. You know, as he progresses in the sport, as he gets older, as he gets more experience, I think all of that will come. But when you're that big, I mean, the only way that people can really play is be extra physical.
Oh, 100%. I think when you look at the different styles of basketball, you know, you look at the way the Koreans play with their national team, it's very remnant of European basketball. Japan, I would say, is a little bit like that, but there's a lot of the American culture. The PBA is a very, very unique style of basketball. It's very tough. It's very, how I'd say, in your face. But it's also a lot of one-on-one individual talent that I really appreciate when I watch.
Well, a lot of the PBA is really patterned up after the NBA style of play, and so that's why you can see a lot of the one-on-one basketball being shown by a lot of the PBA players.
And that's true. You're absolutely right when you say that, because you know, you look at a player, for example, Kiefer Ravenna, you know, RJ Barrientos, maybe SJ Belangel. These young players, they grow up playing 3-on-3 in the courts, on the streets, and then when they learn the team basketball, they take that individual talent and they mold it with the international game in the B-League. And I think that's great for the development of Gilas Pilipinas in the future.
Oh, definitely. And you can see the way that Kiefer has grown. You can see the way 30 has grown, the way Dwight Ramos has grown, and even Ray Parks. And so when they transitioned their game from PBA Philippine style, and then they learn the international brand of play here in the B-League, it really makes for a better player. Kawamata is being edged on. Yes! He hits another three!
I think he's trying to have his social media moment there. I'm not quite sure what the dance moves are, but I tell you one thing, I think he's lucky that he's a pro basketball player.
56-47 is our tally. Difference of about 3 seconds in the game clock and the shot clock. Let's see Slaughter put up another three. Why not? Bang!
Okay, Greg. I see you, Greg. Big man.
Half-court heave is not going to drop, and that's going to bring us here to the halftime break. And a comfortable lead here by the Asia All-Stars as they're up by 12, 59-47.
Okinawa アリーナではおなじみのヤシの木が描かれた位置から放つロングシュート、通称ココナッツ3を決めるドリームショットチャレンジです。見事シュートを決めた際にはナイスな賞金をゲットできます。どうか皆さん、この後です。まもなくです。息を飲んで見届けてください。
はい、それではコートインタビューを行います。枠賀選手お願いします。
お願いします。
まずはこの沖縄でのオールスターいかがでしょうか。
いや僕自身その沖縄に来るのですら初めてで、すごいなんていうんだろう、こういう体感にあるのも初めてなんで、すごいなんかワクワクしてます。
この雰囲気を楽しんでらっしゃると、
でもちょっと緊張してちょっとシュートタッチが良くないんで。 まあでも後半はしっかり決めたいと思います。
解説に中村太一選手がいらっしゃってるんですけども、ちょっとまだ爪痕残せてないんじゃないのっていう、爪痕をねまだ残せてないんじゃないのとコメントがあったんですけども、後半戦に向けて期待してもいいですか？
はい、後半戦はちょっとダンクをやりたいなと思ってるので、ダンク挑戦してやっていきたいと思います。
はい、じゃあ後半戦ダンクを楽しみにしております。頑張ってください。はい、ありがとうございました。以上インタビューでした。
そこでびっくりした。ボーディがやるのかと思った。
さあ、ようこそいらっしゃいました。どうぞこちらへ真ん中入ってください。お名前を聞かせてください。陽介さん、よろしくお願いします。ようこそいらっしゃいました。やっぱりこれはキングスのジャージを着てますけど、今日楽しみに来てくれましたね。それでは早速チャレンジ進めていきますけども、ルールはもう皆さんご存知合ってないようなもんですよ。ヤシの木、あそこからね、ゴールに決めていくだけ。OK ね。OK。自信のほどは？じゃあ、チャレンジの前にもし決めたらどんな商品をゲットできるか、これをちょっと見てみましょう。
見てみましょう。
どんな商品ゲットできますでしょうか？
じゃじゃん。じゃん。はい。メモリアルグッズ詰め合わせセット。
あ、持ってるじゃない。
あ、これね。
これメモリアルグッズ。何が入ってるかまだちょっと分かんないけども。
そこ言えないんですよ。
いや、これまだ言えない。
まだ言えない。
引っ張ります。
はい。
引っ張ります。さあ、じゃあちょっと位置についていただいて。
早速。
行きましょう。ちょっと緊張の瞬間ですけれども。
室原陽介さんね。14歳だそうです。
14歳。
中学校2年生。
これは大きなプレッシャーですよ。
これだけどね。
ちょっと応援しましょう。14歳でこのステージですから。
熱い声援よろしく。
さあ、それでは参りましょう。チャンスは1回です。ココナッツ3を決めてメモリアルグッズを手に入れることはできるのか？ボールを取っていただきましょう。Ready? Ready? Ready? Go! 惜しかった。いやでも素晴らしかったじゃないですか。いや良かったですよ。惜しかった。どうなんでちょっとやっぱり緊張した。一言感想を聞かせてください。
緊張しました。
緊張したね。でも大歓声もらって見事に大役を果たしてくれました。改めて皆さん大きな拍手をお願いします。
陽介君に拍手。
ありがとう。以上、ワンダーココナッツ3チャレンジでした。
ありがとう。どうもありがとう。
ありがとう。
世の中にはプレペイポイントが魔法のようにだからプレイトクさんそうじゃないプレイストーンさんがいます。
これ現金で。
ホーキンソンさん、ちょっと待って。それじゃあホーキンペソンさん。
ホーキンペイソン。
人生ペソフトバンク。ポイントたまる。
ポイント大好き。ペイペイポイントが一番たまる料金プラン。ペイという無制限。あなたのペイト。
ペイトクさんとペイソンさん。
ソフトバンク。
一人練習をする背中があった。夢が遠のいていく不安と戦う人を富士通は ICT で応援してきました。先の見えない日々を照らした技術で今度は未来を照らしていく。思いをつなぎ夢を紡ぐことのできる社会へ富士通も共に挑みます。不安を強さに変えていけ。
その熱い思いを止めるな。進め。未来を切り開け。日本郵便は B リーグを応援しています。その悔しさを乗り越
進化を続けるスポーツくじが日本のすべてのスポーツを支えています。新しいスポーツくじウィナー、それは売上の一部があなたのお気に入りのクラブに還元され、あなたとクラブの絆を強くします。さあスポーツにエール、それは新しい応援の形ウィナー、くじを買うはエールになるスポーツくじ。
それではここで B リーグパートナーズをご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグパートナーズ富士通、日本郵便、 G ショック、日本生命、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズ朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、ヤフー、エニタイムフィットネス、アーシャルデザイン、 B リーグサプライヤーズ、モルテン、アダストリア、 B リーグエンターテインメントパートナーソニーミュージックエンターテインメント、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー LINE、 B リーグスポーツ振興パートナースポーツくじウィナー。以上 B リーグパートナーズのご紹介でした。続きまして B リーグオールスターゲームパートナーおよび B リーグオールスターゲームローカルパートナーをご紹介いたします。 B リーグオールスターゲームパートナーアディダスジャパン、 B リーグオールスターゲームローカルパートナーカーといえばルーレット。以上各社の協賛により B リーグオールスターゲームウィークエンド2024 in 沖縄が開催されます。
ここでバスケットライブからのお知らせです。本日バスケットライブ応援機能ではファイア数を競うオンファイアショーを開催中です。第2クォーター開始時点の途中結果は1位川端光也選手、そして2位上田俊介選手、そして3位にロン・ジェイ・アバニエット選手となっています。ぜひ後半戦も皆さん選手へ応援ファイヤーを送りましょう。
それではコートインタビューです。イーデソン選手にお話を伺います。Interviewing Lee Deson。まずはオールスターゲーム楽しんでますか？ How are you enjoying your All-Star break so far?
I'm really enjoying this time, and I'm so happy to play with the great players. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying it.
非常にこの雰囲気を楽しんでいます。素晴らしい選手に囲まれているので、そういったところもすごく楽しんでいます。そしてこの沖縄でのこのオールスターのゲームの方はいかがでしょうか？そして今解説の方にチームメートの中村太一選手もいるんですけど、どんなプレーを見せたいですか？ What kind of play would you like to show the fans in the second half? And then Taichi Nakamura, your teammate, is doing the play-by-play. So what kind of play you want to show him?
Like during the season, I never tried the step-back three-point, but yeah, second half I will try more, and I will show you Taichi. I'm able to shoot the step-back three-point.
シーズン中はなかなかステップバック3を打つ機会がないので、後半はぜひステップバック3を打って、太一選手にステップバック3打てるんだぞというところを見せたいなと思っています。インタビューは以上です。
So there we had the interview there with Dae-Sung Lee, and Josh, you can see he wants to be able to show some of the stuff that he was not able to do during the season. And why not? It's the All-Star game, and It's time to showcase what you can and maybe sometimes cannot do.
Well, as you said, Anthony, of course, he's playing for the Mikawa Seahorses. It's a very structured, disciplined system they've got. But for all these players, as you said, it's a chance for them to try different things. It is an all-star game after all. There's a lot of talent on the floor. And as you can see with RJ Barrientos, he gets to do a lot of things. But why not go out there, have a bit of fun? Just relax a little bit.
That's the key word. Everybody's having fun. And when these great players are having fun, obviously everybody inside the Okinawa arena and everybody watching out there are also having as much fun as these players are in showcasing their talents. We know Sadohara can get up there. Five against one.
I was going to say, do we have a terminology for that in basketball? You got double, triple teams, quadruple. What would you call that?
Quintuple team? I don't know. I mean, it's the entire squad on the floor against one individual. I've never seen that happen until today.
Well, I think this all-star game may have just brought in our basketball terminology, but I like this. That needs to go on social media. That's sumo wrestling and basketball in one, and in the end, you get a three-pointer. That's classic.
Well, he had to have made that shot. If not, all of that wrestling would have been for naught. Finally, 30 Ravenna showcasing his dunking skills.
Anthony, you made a very good point about the San Antonio Phoenix. Years we started commentating the B-League, they weren't a factor. They were a mid to lower card table team in the B-League. All of a sudden now they're a title challenger. So it's going to be very interesting when this All-Star game's done to see how the B-League progresses this year.
Well, we were only halfway through the season. And the more important part of it is, as you said, after the All-Star game, that's when things start to tighten things up. What can you tell us about these numbers? Look at these. 86% shooting from two, 76% shooting from the other side. Those are unheard of numbers.
Well, definitely. We know there's going to be a volume of three-pointers. Look, this is an all-star game. Everybody's going to get shots. I don't think there isn't a surprise. There hasn't been a free throw taken. I think one positive we can take about the talent in the Rising Stars of Asia, making just over 30% of their perimeter shots. Rising Stars of the B-League, they got to remember, this is an all-star game. Yeah, you want to relax and have a bit of fun, but that three-point percentage should be a lot higher because the defense isn't always going to be contesting those shots.
We have not seen too much of Hugh Watanabe here this afternoon, as essentially the same starting five going to be fielded in here by Coach John Project to start things off.
Well, he's an interesting player, Watanabe. I remember when he made his debut with the Akatsuki's 5 in the 2021 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. And he joined the championship team, as did Carl Tamayo. That was obviously playing with the Ruku Golden Kings. Hugh, I think right now he's still trying to discover what his position is here in the B-League. When he plays with the Ruku Golden Kings, he's a glue player. But I think if he goes to probably a lesser team, you're probably going to see a better development in his game. Because you remember, when you play with these clubs, you are restricted to your position. You're not like a Kai Soto where you got a lot of tools in the bag, and any coach in the league can fit you in the system. I don't know if it's an injury, but again, Hugh, I think there's still a bit of his game that he needs to develop this season.
Look at this. All the front court players for Asia on the floor, and you've got Carl Tamayo playing point. That is probably the tallest front court you'll ever see in all of basketball.
Well, I agree with you on that one. I don't think the last time I saw a big five like this coming from an Asian team was the Chinese national team at the 2004 Olympics when Yao Ming, I can't remember the names of the other players, but I think they had three man was 7 foot tall as well.
They had Bater Meng in that squad.
That's correct, yep.
But still, I don't think this squad of the Asia All-Stars is any shorter than that one. As Yuta hits that three, here comes that huge front court. Boom!
That big man can definitely get up, that's for sure.
As you see Kawamata there shivering under the basket. because of the sheer weight and size of that front court. As he puts up another three and hits.
You can't take him in the post, Anthony. You got to take him out to the perimeter again. I like his haircut, but I'm loving his three-point shooting right now.
From the outside, finally hitting from the outside is Lee. Big Lee there with the three, and here comes that enormous front court. I'm running out of adjectives here. Stolen! Sadohara! Yes! With another slam!
Kai Soto maybe got a little bit too relaxed and comfortable there. He cannot be giving the ball up like that.
66-55 is our tally. Tamayo puts up a three. Are we gonna have a 3-second violation?
Well, we had a double dribble, so it might be a 6-second violation.
Another slam dunk here for Sadohara, and that's gonna bring the lead down to 9. 10 points in the contest already for Rio.
And Kai's calling for a ball screen. This is what I want to see. Big man put the ball on the floor.
Then he switches the play, sends it over to the other big man. That is really literally big action. Kai can hit that shot from the outside. And on the break, Soto.
One positive I would highlight from this game, watching the rising stars of Asia. You look at the big lineup we've got here. We've seen all of these big players at some point take a three-pointer. So if you are a professional coach or you're a national team coach, whether you're, I don't know who's going to take over Gilas Filipinas, but Tom Habas, or whether you are Sasha Djordjevic of China, is that you've got all players above 7 foot that at times can't step out to the perimeter. This is something they'll probably need when they play for the national teams, whether you're setting high ball screens and popping out an all-star game, but there are some things we're seeing that could be useful for the national teams.
Oh, definitely. Well, the prototypical big men right now hit from just about anywhere, and they run the floor so well, just like what Kai Soto did. But he's going to give it up to Ray Parks, who comes up with an air ball, but Ray's going to say that was an assist.
And he might get it as well.
Tamayo's going to get that as another big slam here for Sadohara. Out of his 12 points, 8, I believe, were on slam dunks. Barrientos can't find Kai. Kai tipping it to himself. Inside, Carl Tamayo.
I think Barrientos maybe have just put a little bit too much sauce on that one. I think that's a tough one for Kai to connect with off the backboard.
Uncontested dunk, not gonna work. And Tamayo's gonna get back-to-back baskets.
I just wonder at some point if John Patrick's going to call a timeout, because now it's a 17-point ball game, Anthony.
That's true, but Kawamata is going to come up with a layup, so that's going to cut into the lead. Kawamata already with a huge 21 points. Parks for 2 inside. And the lead is back up to 17. On the outside, Wakugawa can hit. Wakugawa's been dying to hit a big slam dunk.
It's interesting you mentioned Wakugawa, because, when we saw him play in Hungary this summer for the Japanese under-19 national team, the thing for him wasn't volume perimeter shooting. And of course, this is an all-star game. They are going to try different things, but, came off a season playing with the Shiga Lake Stars. I just think for him, his predominant role when he plays with his team is he is naturally a slasher at the basket. You're not going to see him take a lot of perimeter shots, but, why not? All-star game. Get the shots up. Do something you're not used to doing, I guess.
And tell the coaches, look, I'm good for some other things than just that. Layup inside is going to work. That's going to cut the lead. As Wakugawa just laid it in there.
Well, Anthony, I got a great story about Wakugawa. Dirk Nowitzki was at the final for the Under-19 World Cup, and he was the first kid from the crowd as a player that came running to get an autograph. And that was right in front of the commentary booth. But nice kid, definitely has a bright future, but I definitely know he's a big Dirk Nowitzki fan.
Well, let's see if he can try to pattern his game against Dirk, but here it comes. The Rising Stars. Can they cut into this lead? No, they can't. Barrientos in the inside. Flips it up. That layup's not gonna drop. Nobody wanted to take the three. Kai King says, let me take a crack at it. Not gonna work as well. Some defense being shown here.
Starting to see the Rising Stars maybe just losing that bit of comfortable nature in the backcourt. Maybe mix a little bit, find something else.
Parks is gonna hit that 1 foot launch of a three.
Oh, he's having a good season this year, and again, another team that could be a championship contender.
And a backing violation is going to be called here, Josh. And they don't like the call.
Was called, but I don't think they do. But why was the double dribble not called earlier?
Maybe they didn't see it.
It's got John Patrick in a good mood, so we know we're having a good time. That's a good sign.
Barrientos, that was from the parking lot. Not gonna work. Open three, yes! That's gonna cut into the lead. Barrientos once again. Now Parks, another one of those 1 foot launch shots. A little bit too strong that time.
Well, we've seen a few of those tonight. I wonder if the players are having some kind of competition to see who can make the most, because you know they're not going to take that shot when the season comes around.
That's for sure, unless you want to ride the bench. One of the few fouls we're going to see here. That foul committed by Sumida against Barrientos, only because they want to make sure that they get in a brand new 5. So Araya leading these new players onto the floor together with Fumiya Iyo. Parks seemed like he was complaining to the referee, or he was actually just asking for her number.
Oh, that is brilliant. Let's we're gonna have to follow up with that one. We're gonna have to find out if he was successful or not.
Right, and he got pulled to the bench immediately by the coach. 3:05 remaining in the third period. There's a shove. It's gonna be a basket and one opportunity, the first here this afternoon. Hachimura was saying, what was the foul?
Looking at this foul, I think if this was a regular game, you'd be looking at an unsportsmanlike foul. That was a push in the back on the layup.
It was. There was literally no play at the ball. And the complaint.
I think he's saying to the referee, hey, my brother does that to LeBron James in the NBA. Why are you calling this one against me?
Under 3 minutes to be played. Hachimura's gonna miss. 84-66 is our tally. One of the few free throws we've actually seen in the ballgame. 1-on-1. They go to the wing. Adams for 3. Yes!
Well, Anthony, it's going to be very interesting because come February time, whoever is going to be taking Gilas Filipinas in the future, they're going to have a headache of the amount of players they're going to select for the national team. Players in the PBA, KBL, and of course an abundance and plethora of great Gilas players here in the B-League.
Oh, that's for sure. And a lot of the B-League players were part of that World Cup squad. Inside, easy layup there for Fumiya. The action continues here. The Philippines still has to make a decision on who will lead the future squads of Gilas Pilipinas?
Well, Anthony,
Hey, some
that is
defense
a
being played.
never-ending debate, that is.
That's true.
I tell you
until
what,
they
that
name
debate
a
goes
coach.
overseas as well.
That's true.
Debates in London. I have this argument with my friends every day. And I'm telling you right now, my personal opinion, I would like to either see Tim Cohn or Josh Reyes, because I was very sad to see Chuck Reyes resign. Chuck came to London after the World Cup. We had dinner together. He was here with his wife. She's a brand ambassador for Tony and Guy. And I'd like to take this time to really pay homage and give a lot of accolades for what Chuck Reyes has done for the Gilas Filipinas national team.
Oh, definitely. Without him there, Philippine basketball would not be at the stage it is in right now, as Adams will come up with a big slam. Ooh, saying I'm not just all about threes.
A big side prospect, that's for sure.
89-75 is our tally. Why not another three? Not that time though.
I like how the rising B.LEAGUE stars are calling for a travel. I don't think you're going to get that in this game.
Oh, that's for sure. 40 seconds to be played. Another three-pointer off. Another one on the way, and this one is down.
I did mention he doesn't take a lot of step-back three-pointers. Not quite a step-back, but hey, why not? It is a three.
And he looked over at the bench saying, see, I can do it. That time I think he was stepping on the line, but they're gonna give Matthew a three anyhow. To the dismay of the rising stars. It's a 20-point advantage now at 95-75. And it stays there. A huge 20-point advantage enjoyed by the Asia All-Stars as they head into the fourth and final period.
それではコートインタビューです。ロン・ジェイ・アバリエント選手にお話を伺います。コースターインタビュー with Ron J. Abarientos beside us. まずはオールスターゲーム楽しんでますか? Are you enjoying your All-Star weekend?
Yeah, obviously I'm very happy and I'm excited, playing with my Asian players, play with a fellow Filipino. So I'm very happy and excited to play with them and one of the best of the best player in Japan.
そうですね、大変楽しんでいます。このアジア圏の中でも素晴らしいプレーヤーがいることはもちろん、この日本の中でも最高の選手たちが集まっている中で一緒にプレーできているのは本当に嬉しいです。そして今日のご自身でのプレー自身というのはいかがでしょうか? So how do you essentially play so far in this game? How do you like your play so far?
I don't know my play right now. I can see myself and I can see my, just enjoy, just having fun. That's the real thing of the playing All-Star. That's why.
特に今自分のプレーがどうこうっていうのはあまり気にしてなくて、本当にこの雰囲気を楽しむっていうことを一番大事にしてます。それでは第4クォーターも頑張ってください。Good luck in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, thank you guys. ありがとう。
以上コートインタビューでした。
Well, there you heard from RJ Abarientos, loving his experience here. All-Star weekend, and what's not to love, Josh?
Oh, it's a great occasion, of course. You know, Ajay Barrientos coming from a basketball family. I mean, you know his uncle Johnny very well, 12-time PBA champion. I found it very interesting. Last season, the Rookie of the Year in the Korean Basketball League, making the journey to the B-League here. But I guess here, maybe feels at home. He plays with more of his Filipino brothers against him. I guess it's becoming a very popular destination now for Filipino players.
Oh, it definitely is. A lot of the Filipino players want to be able to really test and see where they are. As far as international brand is concerned then, well, 30 Ravenna opened the door and the floodgates have just really continued. Oh, the big man showing us his dribbling skills. On the inside, slam there, coming from Liu.
Bit of bunnies we just saw there, Anthony. I didn't think he had it in him.
Neither did I. Utah doing what he does best, knocking it down from 3.
See, I like Yuto Okada. I like his isolation game. I like his ability to create his own shot. But, you know, sometimes I feel when he plays with his team in the B-League, games too, but also sometimes he can just maybe take that wrong shot at times.
I agree. As they say, team basketball is important, but Lee saying, well, why do you need an entire team when I can do everything? Ravenna with a floater will overshoot. Teammates going at it. As Kai King knocks it down, Ravenna still having a talk with his Shiga Lake teammate Koya.
Interesting now, 16-point game. Could the rising stars from the B-League start to pick this up and make this a contest?
This might be the biggest comeback in All-Star game history. They go to Slaughter. Slaughter fake the 3, eventually puts it up. Not that time. Kai King, another 3. Why not?
Okay, King has come ready now, fourth quarter, 13-point ball game.
Here we go. Can they keep it going? That's going to be a backcourt violation. But he doesn't touch it. He allows the defense to pick it up and lay it in. Leads down to 11. Definitely a lot of time left in this one. Kiefer with a miss. Inoue up against 30. Hoist up a 3, no. Kiefer, no defense? Why not?
Yeah, that might be its first 3-pointer of the game, but again, you cannot leave Kiefer wide open. Hold this, man.
What about this? Kai King, that's 3 in a row. $15 points for Kai as Slaughter wants to join the party. 3, not gonna work that time from Liu.
Surely not 4 in a row, no way.
Well, that's a heat check. He says, Josh, I can hit 4 straight. Watch me go for 5 in a bit.
I tell you right now, he's taking his inspiration from Jordan Clarkson in the third quarter against China.
That's right.
Anthony, let me tell you something right now from that game. I was at the Araneta calling that game, and I've been to a lot of European atmospheres. But those Filipino basketball fans that night in the third quarter, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that in my life.
Well, that was an explosion like no other for Philippine basketball. That's going to go down in the annals of basketball history as Kiefer's going to be replaced.
I think the significance of that game, though, was more than just, you know, the fact that it was the great China, the greatest team in the history of FIBA Asia meeting in the Philippines at the World Cup. It also gave the Philippines a chance in the FIBA Olympic qualifiers. So that game had so much on the line.
That's true. All the implications were on the table there. There's 5 in a row, buddy.
I cannot believe what we're seeing. I need to get the jersey of this man. It's incredible.
And the lead has been cut down to 3 because of the exceptional shooting of Kai King. And we're gonna have a ball game here in the final 5 and 50. Slaughter with a slam. That's gonna give them some breathing room.
Slaughter just camping outside the key, but why not? You can do that in this game.
Yes, he can. Kai King finally with a miss. He'll get a steal though.
Oh, go for another one. Why not? Take it 6.
He had an open lane, but that is all-star basketball for you. Taking it inside is Sadohara. Continuing his stellar play. Kiefer. That is going to extinguish that rally just a little bit.
Well, when in doubt, go to the brother from Ateneo as Okada fires up. That's on my 2024-25 checklist.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's on my 2024 checklist. I mentioned Ateneo. Anthony, the one thing I need to see is go to a UAAP game. Those atmospheres look incredible.
Well, let's go see one together next time you're in this part of the world.
I'll stop off in Vietnam, go visit my in-laws, and I'll be on the next flight to Manila, okay?
That's a date. An exceptional third quarter and second half actually here for Kai King. He's got 21 markers. He's never felt this good.
I just wonder now, 4:50 to go. Are we going to see these two teams both of them really go for the win at this point? They've had a lot of fun now. Again, a win is still a win, Anthony. We talked about the bragging rights. You mentioned it. Everybody watching live on the YouTube at the moment, many Filipino fans, no doubt they'll be very disappointed if they lose this game.
We're going to see some of the highlights first. That is Lee there with a big slam. But let's find out. Let's see if there will be some D in these last 4 and change. Look at the highlights here of Shengzhen Lee. We have not seen an all-guard lineup from Coach Anthony McHenry. We had an all-forward/center lineup a while ago.
I think we had 4 centers on the floor at one point, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And 1 power forward in Carl Tamayo playing point.
I tell you what, though, I really love how he's progressed with the Golden Kings.
And it's just fitting that you're going to put him in here for the final 4 minutes because he is the local star. So the ball is going to belong to the rising stars here. Now they're playing D. Or are they? Hachimura's going to get the easy layup. Leads down to 4. Now they have a legit point guard in Barrientos. 3 from Liu.
Okay.
Yes! Here we go. The wind-up to end this match. Utah. Ooh, pass inside. That would have been a good one, but they offer a 3. It's not going to work. The tip-in. Likewise, not going to be there. Liu with the board.
I'm going to get in the offensive rebounds with this lineup, that's for sure. Leo is just too tall.
Hachimura with the board. Sadohara bringing it down. They find Utah. Utah to the wing. Another open 3. Finally, converting there is Sumida.
That might be the best or highest percentage look we've seen all night. A penetration on the base on the wide corner. But hey, still a ball game. 2 possession.
And Barrientos realizes that. Tamayo. Yes!
Well, that's the progression we talked about, Anthony. That's what he does for Uku Golden Kicks. Just spaces the floor.
Not to mention, he can actually also come up with solid defense in the interior. As Okada's going to throw that one away, here comes Kai.
Yeah, you made a very good point. And, the good thing about Tamayo is he can also defend quite a few positions. He can defend, in my mind, 1 through 5. I mean, maybe we'll struggle a little bit in the backcourt, but a very versatile defender.
Oh, definitely. Liu puts up another 3. Not that time. Steal here. And Yang will score. Only 4 points, but that might be crucial. Leads back up to 9. Kawamata will misfire. Kai up and under. Blocked there by the rim. He has something to say to Kiefer. On the way back. Right. Trying to put this game away. Doesn't happen.
Well, if the comeback's going to happen, it's going to happen here in the next few moments, but another turnover.
That is picture-perfect passing.
Well, that might be the play of the game. You like how they're just very unselfish on that one.
Well, Kai King
That's 6 threes now in
continuing
the
to
second half.
scorch. I
That's 6,
think
isn't it?
that might be 7.
Might be 7. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 7, yeah.
Liu with another big slam. Under 2 minutes to be played. And it's a 10-point lead. Are we going for 8? No. Can't save that one. Time down to 1 minute and 37.
Just trying to put on a bit of full court pressure, but I don't think it's going to come to much avail at the moment. 10 points, quite a big margin now in over 90 seconds.
That is a big margin. Barrientos kicks it to the outside, open pass. Matthew Wright kisses it off the glass.
Go back to RJ Barrientos. He is just a magician when he has the ball in his hands. Make it 8. He's got 8, Anthony.
Oh my goodness. 27 huge markers here for Kai King. But it might be in a losing cause. Let's go for 9.
Oh,
Bang!
Get out of here.
That's ridiculous.
That's incredible.
He's got 30 points. Have you seen shooting like that from Kai King ever?
No, I've never seen that. Right now, his agent's going to be getting a lot of phone calls.
Here's Barrientos trying to just dribble away this match. Shot clock down to 3. Tamayo for good measure. That should seal the deal.
That's the space, and we talked about with Kyle Tamayo. That's what we need to see this season from him.
They're going to foul Barrientos.
Foul. Rising Stars. Allen.
And the Asia All-Stars on the verge of winning this one this afternoon. Well, all smiles still from the Rising Stars. They had fun, especially that gentleman who couldn't hardly miss from the outside.
Of course, everybody's smiling, everyone's having fun, but watch this game, of course. A lot of talent in this Rising Stars team from the Asian side.
Totally agree, as Tamayo will put an exclamation point. That is the cherry on the cake. Wanting to have the final say is Kai King, though. Unfortunately, won't be able to do it. Nevertheless, exceptional shooting from Kai King here.
I tell you what, it might be an all-star game, but 9 3-pointers, that is truly phenomenal.
Well, the fans were given a real treat here this afternoon at the Okinawa Arena by all the players.
Well, definitely
Coach
a happy
Anthony
coach.
will pick up a win.
Also a happy coach.
Have you ever seen Coach John smiling like that after a loss?
I've known John Patrick for many years. Great guy. Visited him in Germany. I tell you what, off the court, humble as they come. On the court, he is all about winning. To answer your question, no, I've never seen that. I've seen him infuriated after a loss.
Well, this is an all-star game, so he's continuing to come up with a smile. He came here for the experience more than anything else. And as they say, this game is for the fans. We're going to see that picture on social media in a few minutes, courtesy of Ray Parks. Well, it's going to be nice to hear from some of the players, if not all of them, after this game.
It's going to be exciting tomorrow, of course. We got the All-Star game in the B.LEAGUE, and you're going to see some very, very good talent, both Japanese and international features tomorrow.
Something to look forward to in All-Star Weekend. We still have the skills games a little bit later on this afternoon. We're gonna have the slam dunk, the three-point shootout. So this is really all about giving the fans what they're looking for.
オンファイヤー賞を受賞した上田選手には賞金20万円が贈呈されます。プレゼンターは B リーグチェアマン島田真二です。上田選手おめでとうございます。さあ、それではオンファイヤー賞の上田選手、受賞の声をお伺いしましょう。お願いします。
はい、この機会を設けていただきありがとうございました。とても楽しかったです。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。もう一度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。さあ、それではもう一方伺いたいと思います。from サーディ・ラベナ選手からコメントいただけますでしょうか。試合を終えてみて during this match, how do you feel right now?
Very happy, and it's nice to see everybody out here, all these great players. And I like the energy. We're playing competitive, and it's just fun.
ありがとうございます。今日こんなにたくさんの皆さんの前でプレーすることができて、そして偉大なプレイヤーさんたちと一緒にプレーすることができて大変光栄でした。とってもありがとうございますと、もう一度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。さあ、ラベナ選手でした。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
本日素晴らしいプレーを見せてくれた B リーグエイジアオールスターズ、そして B リーグライジングスターズの選手たちはこれよりシーズン後半戦に突入します。どうか皆さんこの先も両チームの選手たちの躍動、熱い思いを見届けてください。また決戦の舞台でお会いしましょう。ありがとうございました。 OK, let's go DJ! 勝をもちまして B.LEAGUE エイジアライジングスターゲームは終了となります。最後まで熱いご声援ありがとうございました。この後は15時15分頃より B.LEAGUE オールスターゲーム前日記者会見を行います。皆さんお待ちかね、いよいよ B.BLACK、B.WHITE の全選手が登場します。こちらもお楽しみに。
それではコートインタビューです。佐渡原亮選手にお越しいただきました。まずはゲームお疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
この沖縄でのオールスターいかがでしたか？
いやー本当にワールドカップでやっぱりこの沖縄でこう歴史的な勝利をしてやっぱこうファンもやっぱそれを見てきてやっぱ本当に今シーズンは特にこうバスケットボールの熱っていうものが上がってきててそれを本当にこう現地でこう味わえたのは本当に楽しかったですし本当にすごいなと思いました。はい。
ありがとうございました。後半戦も頑張ってください。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、
頑張ります。
佐渡原亮選手でした。
Sadohara talked about the fact that he's just thrilled to be able to play here in the arena where the national team played their games for the World Cup. That's primarily why this Okinawa arena was constructed, to be able to make sure that they're able to host the World Cup in a world-class venue. Now we've got Kiefer Ravena.
はい、それでは続いてキーファー・ラベナ選手に伺います。素晴らしい勝利、そして素晴らしいプレーでした。この沖縄でのオールスターいかがでしたか？Great win for the team and great play for you. How'd you like the All-Star in Okinawa?
It's been fun. It's been one good experience. All the Asian Kota players coming out together for at least one time a year. It's nice to be 2-0 now from last year. Hopefully we can continue the streak.
ありがとうございます。本当に楽しい時間を過ごすことができました。1年に1回このアジア圏の選手と集まるということもすごく楽しいですし、去年からこれで2連勝となりましたので、また来年もこの連勝記録を伸ばしていきたいなと思っております。
So now there you can see Kiefer Ravena, Josh, talking about the fact that they're now 2-0 up against the Rising Stars.
Back to Zubanchi, it's an all-star game, they're very relaxed, having fun, but you want to win because in a day, you're here to prove a point. Whether you're Chinese Taipei, China, Japan, or you're US Filipinos, you want to be the best nation for basketball in Asia.
So now they're going to have bragging rights for another 12 months. As you can see some of the highlights. Kai Soto knocking down a 3 there. Sadohara showing everybody that he's not just all about tough D, but he can get up there and sky as well.
Well, here's that terminology we need to find out here, Anthony. We need to find out what that's called.
Quintuple teamed.
You're gonna have to coin that one because we may see that one day.
They laid it up. Koya Kawamata, the team captain here of the Rising Stars, trying to lead his squad scoring-wise. Little wrestling first.
Well, that's a combo play I want to see on social media tomorrow morning.
But he definitely entertained the fans. So did 30 with this slam.
He's definitely got those bunnies, Anthony. I mean, he's been good this year. Sky is the limit.
There's Kai King starting out his three-point barrage in the first half. Look at all the theatrics. Slam that time from Lee. Everybody, Josh, is going to have their own highlights. Look at this. Kai there with a block.
That's a highlight itself. You're absolutely right. Kai Sab's blocking the O-Chuan Shi. That's a highlight.
And then they score on the other end. So that's offense transitioning to good from the good defense. There's another slam from Sadohara.
I've seen a good variety of dunks there. We didn't see the alley-oops, of course, but you can definitely see these young players. There's a lot of bunnies in them. Of course, there's a missed one there for Wakugawa, but that's all about the learning process when you're a young player.
That's all he wanted. More than any other basket, he wanted a slam dunk for the fans. Just couldn't give it to them. Matthew Wright. That one initially called a 3. They called it back and they eventually said it was a 2.
Smooth play. That's downtown Toronto, I like to call that one. But this man here, Anthony, 9 3-pointers. His agent is not going to get any sleep tonight because that phone will be ringing.
Exceptional shooting displayed here. And Kiefer says I can hit a couple as well. How about shooting the lights out? That's exactly what Kai King did, huh, Josh?
I'm trying to remember if that's number 5, 6, or 7. I can't remember. It's a plethora of 3-pointers from that man.
And the big man Liu saying, well, it's not just all about Kai King. As Wakugawa hits a 3 there.
That's my favorite play of the game. Unselfish.
And leaving it now for the big man to finally seal the deal. So he was hitting from all sides, not just the left court.
Well, that agent might be getting a phone call from Steve Kerr at that rate. That is unbelievable. But there was the final cream of the crop, as you mentioned. So Mayo time with the one-handed jam.
Stick around, we've got an interview coming up. This is great to be able to hear from all the players who usually will not be able to hear from.
I do like this cultural thing with Japanese basketball. It's very different from when you watch European basketball or American basketball. That, the teams stay on the court, they applaud the fans, and you hear from a variety of players you mentioned because it just personifies all the players to all the fans watching online.
You're spot on there. Well, unfortunately, no more interview with Koya as we take a look at the numbers, Josh.
Well, 21 3-pointers. We know 9 of those did come from one player, and 22. I mean, I don't think you're going to see that many 3-pointers unless you're watching the NBA, but I think the more amazing stat is we got to see a free throw from both teams at the end of the night.
So there's 1 for 1 for the Asia All-Stars and 0 for 1 for the Rising Stars.
And only 4 turnovers. I mean, that's a stat line if you showed any coach in the world, they would probably be perplexed. But, it's an all-star game. You're here to have fun. You're here to entertain. And that's exactly what the fans got. A very high-scoring game for that matter.
83% from two-point distance. 30 out of 36 for the Asia All-Stars. And that really was what propelled them to the victory here today.
Well, down to that size mismatch, you mentioned it, probably the biggest lineup you may ever see in any basketball game for that matter. Above 80%, I'd say that's maybe a little bit of a letdown, but a phenomenal performance.
But at the end of the game, the players had a lot of fun, and because of that entertainment, the enjoyment factor filtered down to just about everybody inside the Okinawa Arena and everybody watching us here this afternoon. Well, Josh, before we wrap up, final thoughts about the game you and I just covered.
Again, is as expected. We came in, had fun. We saw a plethora. King was phenomenal, 9 threes, but Yeah, when you take from this the entertainment factor, Anthony, you and I, we are basketball fans at heart. We're purists of the game. I'm looking forward to the final run of the B-League season, but I'm also looking forward to the FIBA Age Cup qualifiers. No doubt we're going to see these players represent their countries.
Very well said. That's going to do it for our coverage. In back, my partner, Josh Bett, Anthony Stye saying thanks for joining us, everybody. Till next time, take care. Have a good weekend ahead. God bless.
It's our time to grind, our time to shine. They don't want it with us. Our time to grind, our time to shine. They don't want it with us. We want the whole world to see that it's our time. It's our time. But they don't want it with us. See and you believe. It's our time. It's our time. But they don't want it with us. With us, they can't do nothing with us.
Thank you very much, guys. Anthony, pleasure working with you, my friend. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care. All the best.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'll catch you tomorrow, Josh.
See you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Di. All the best, you guys. Okay, bye.